Good evening, everyone. Welcome along. It is Tuesday night, and for the last time before our trip down south, it's time for a live stream. We are here with Darlington from LMA Manager 2003, and after I think what would be fair to call a frustrating stream on Sunday, where we struggled for goals, we were unable to get on top, and we were unable to find a way to win despite bringing in a new striker in January. We're today just going to try and get through to the end of the season, try and build up our tactical cohesion with our newer style of play, focusing on ball possession, ball retention. And then in the summer, we're going to see where we can upgrade and what sort of budget we're going to get, having, at the very worst, comfortably survived in this division. My worry is, obviously our objective was to avoid relegation this year. We're going to do that very comfortably, but we could drop as low as 18th if we have a poor finish, and I'd really like to avoid that because we've been solid enough, conceding only 23 goals, the second best in the division, that we should be in that sort of middle of the table pack. And if we can sneak into the top half, then fantastic. Good evening to you, though. We are watching the Northern Ireland game this evening while we're here. We are not boring ourselves with England v Senegal. I feel I'll learn more from this one. So that's what we're going to go for. Guna, good evening to you. Welcome in. Steve, welcome along as well. Lovely to see some of the regulars popping in. I hope you're all having a good week. A busy day for me tomorrow, and I've got 6 episodes recorded, edited, and done for my new retro series, which will be starting in just under a couple of weeks over on YouTube. So it's been a very interesting and productive couple of weeks. I'm looking forward to that one. Probably not looking forward so much to the highlights of these games, where we're expecting 0-0s and low-scoring games. We'll see how it works out anyway. Guna just started a Fiorentina save. What inspired that, and how are you getting on so far? Are you enjoying it? What was the inspiration for it? We've got Notts County first, so let's just start cracking on with the games because, look, we've got 11 left in the season. If we could get through them, that would be great because I would love to start with Season 3 when we return in a week's time. So let's see the team we can put out today. We've obviously gone for this more possession-based style with a focus on getting it wide to people such as Neil Wainwright, and hopefully getting them involved in the game. Whether or not that will work, time will tell as we go along. But everyone is fit enough, I think, for this game. McMahon is struggling a touch. I've not really got anyone who can come in central midfield, so we're going to go with it. We've only got a week in between fixtures. We've not got anything else to focus on. We're not going up or down, so let's just enjoy it. Let's get through and see how we go. We're rated far better than Notts County, but scoring goals has been a problem regardless this year. I am cracking on with the first season of my off-camera Builder Nation in FM24. I started with Abertillery, and they're an amateur club, so it's an interesting one. Lots of old legendary names popping up, from Welsh football at least. What a performance Wales last night as well after going 3 down. Really entertaining. Asked Chappie Chief for a list of fallen giants to rebuild. They're always in the conference, never win it, and never seem to make the Champions League. I don't know if they're a fallen giant. I mean, as you mentioned, they're in Europe every year. They've been in the final against West Ham. I'm pretty sure they've played final, semi-final, etc. Did they not win it one year? I thought they did. But they are regular finalists, aren't they? So, certainly not a fallen giant, but a club that you could take back to the former glories and become a hero with. As Iceland get in here down the right-hand side across the box. Chance to shoot from the edge, but it's a heavy touch, and Northern Ireland will get it away. Be interesting to see how they compare to the Scotland performance at the weekend. Lost to Olympia, so oh dear, not a good start then. Haven't fallen far. No. It's a YouTuber rebuild, that sort of style, isn't it? The let's rebuild Arsenal because they finished second the last few years, you know. Luton Town will be a proper rebuild next year, won't it? Sai, good evening to you. We're going to watch our first set of highlights. A few late challenges from Northern Ireland already. If you are watching the England game, if you're putting yourself through it, let us know how it's going because, God, there is nothing that I could think that I'd rather not do than watch an international friendly for England. I know, Steve, but I think it would be fair to say my style of saves are not the traditional YouTuber ones, are they? Which is why I've not become a mega full-time YouTuber because I don't want to do the clickbait. But yeah, it's the only thing really that annoys me is watching I've rebuilt one of the biggest teams in the world who didn't actually need rebuilding. But yeah, one of those things, isn't it? I haven't lost to Olympia. I meant they lost to Olympiacos last year. Oh, right. Sorry. They've still got a pretty good record in that competition, haven't they, Guna, to be fair? It would be interesting to see if you can break down the top sides in Italy. It's one of my favourite leagues, so I hope you have fun over there at least. Things are well sight. We're off to visit family and that to Luton tomorrow, so a lot of getting things done at a very short space of time this week, which has been a bit of a tough one. But I say that, we've still tried 2 or 3 cafes and restaurants in the area over the last week and managed a few walks, so it's not too bad. Let's see how we go, shall we? Anyone want to hedge their bets on anything other than 0-0? I mean, that's a foul, surely. You're not giving a foul there. Got a score after that. Just wide. Would have been a red card if it had gone against us.
This is early on in the game. Just shrugs them off. Great interception.
Oh, we're giving it away in our own half. That's what you want to see. It's a bit of a kick clash, this, isn't it? Good save by Collett.
Corner comes in. Good header.
Knocked down on the edge. Hope everyone else coming in is alright as well. If you haven't been here for the last few streams, I can almost guarantee you this is going to be 0-0. As there's been... we'll have to check actually how many of our draws have been 0-0s this year. Because what have we drawn? 14 games in the league? We had one in the cup as well, didn't we? Let's have a look. Into the box. Flick on. Straight at the keeper. And in most of these games, we have more chances. But don't make it happen as it's flicked down. All 4 clean sheets guaranteed. To be fair, we've only conceded 23 this season. Second best defence in the league having come up is great. But considering we're playing quite aggressively, the lack of goals, considering we're signing strikers and we've got the best winger in the league, is a worry. But that's a good ball. The finish! Please! 15 to go. It's destined to be. We're going to start as we finished. It's going to be another 0-0. There's 8 minutes to go. There's one chance to save it, I think. And if anything... Oh, no, we've won it back. In it comes. Straight at the keeper. Scotty Mac, good evening. Surprise, surprise. It's about to be 0-0, I think. Although, header at the back post. And it's going to be 0-0 again. Free kick over. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I've tried everything. And it's 0-0 again. We've got one of the best wingers and attackers in the division. And we just can't score goals. We're playing attacking. We're not just sitting back behind the ball or anything. I'm almost tempted to take another job this summer. We'll see what we get offered. Normally in the early years, it's rubbish jobs. Or maybe I'd just go for something wild next season. So maybe I change tactic. Maybe I change some personnel. Go for a completely different style. I saw that. Yeah, Gary Mackay-Steven to Ross County. I think maybe having... Normally I'd say having an experienced head, someone who's been there and done it in a dressing room, is sensible. But he has got a bit of a checkered past when it comes to his conduct, hasn't he, at times? So whether or not he's that leader, that rock in the dressing room, I don't know. But if you can get the best out of him, fantastic signing. But like you say, whether you'll get him to play more than half the games and whether he'll be consistent has always been a question across his career, hasn't it? Just check before we get on to the main bit of this stream. There's no contracts to sort out. Stuart Armstrong in talks as well. That would be very interesting. That would really surprise me if I'm being honest. I would be almost half tempted to do a Ross County save if those sorts turned up. A one-season wonder. We got 2 games in 3 days against Huddersfield and Crewe, who are respectively top and 7th in the division at the minute. I can't see Armstrong signing. Surely, I mean, a year ago, he was one of the key cogs that led a team to the Premier League. I know he's getting on a bit and he's had a checkered year. But that would be bold for me. I mean, I would have thought he'd go to... Would Russell not have a go with him for a year? I thought he could play at that level, to be honest. Long as you aren't linked with Stephen Fletcher. He was banging him in League One last year, wasn't he? Right, everyone's fit for this, but in 2 days' time, it's going to be a different story. Quiet start to Northern Ireland v Iceland. Still 0-0 at the minute. One chance each, I would say. But nothing particularly clear-cut. Oh, that's a late tackle. Andy Booth and McDonald up front. Bloody hell. What a duo that is. Yeah, Scott, I'm watching a Northern Ireland game as well. I think it'll be the better of the two. Wigan just signed Fraser Murray. Did you see who we signed today, Si? Really inventive and ambitious recruitment. Did you see who Luton's first signing of the summer is? I've not seen us linked with a player under 30 yet either. The second signing rumour tomorrow is another man. I don't know if he's in this Northern Ireland squad, but he is a Northern Ireland international. Cal Naismith. It's our first signing of the summer. How inventive, I know. Let me get the lineups up for this game we're watching. Oh, the next Luton signing is playing in this game tonight, which will be why the deal hasn't been announced today. We're set to sign George Saville this week. So it'll be Naismith and Saville, a combined age of 66. I mean, I suppose we do need some leadership. Cal Naismith was on loan at Luton the second half of the year, came in for his first start and got sent off at Burnley in 20 minutes, the game I went to. Played for us before and ended a runner to Bristol City to earn 4 times the money further down the division. And, yeah. Any news on Lockyer? No, nothing at all. Only that he's out of contract but will be continuing his rehabilitation at the club. I'm just looking at the result. No! We didn't watch the highlights and look what's happened. It's 3-1 to Darlington. 2 of them were penalties, but I've got to go and watch it now. The one game I don't watch the highlights and it's bloody 3-1. Of course it is. I'm going to watch the Crew game now. We'll lose 1-0.
Darlington have been showing some erratic form recently, and fans must be...
The only positive you can get from Naismith, and we'll probably say it too soon now, is that he's the only centre-half, only defender, probably bar James Bree, who we've had in the last 5 years that's been able to stay consistently fit. 7,500 in for this one. Let's see how the goals came about. I'm pretty sure the first 2 goals were both penalties, weren't they? Although we don't know when theirs was. Good save. The fact Pelly didn't stay is baffling to me. I mean, there must be something because both Edwards and Bloomfield haven't wanted him in, but that's when we were successful. And he just understood it. I wouldn't be shocked to see him go in at Charlton. And I don't know, he might want to just play regular at this stage of his career, but in a dressing room, he's so important. And the one thing you give for Pelly, he's never injured. He's available every week. He turns up. He looks after himself. He's brilliant in the dressing room. He's been fantastic for the club. There'll be a lot of clubs that'll be very very in the right mind to sign him. I've read that Burnley have set prices for Trafford and Estevez 40 and 50 million respectively. Hey, it's good business if you can get it, isn't it? Is this the lead? Is this the lead? Yes, it is. Obzera. Nice to see both strikers scoring as well. Tommy, welcome in. How's it going? It's well. I hope you're very well as well. We're off to visit people tomorrow, so busy weekend in store. I don't get why he didn't play considering who was in front of him. I Can't say it again, Si. How Liam Walsh played every week and he can get in the team is beyond me. One of the things you've got to have in a team, Si, it's great having ability and ball playing possession-based players, but you've got to have guts in a team. I mean, Pelly's last appearance for Luton was at home to Derby. He came on at 1-0 down, scored a screamer, and was absolutely instrumental to the turnaround. I just don't get it. The same as Luke Berry going last summer, and now he's obviously playing in a division above, having been a key part of Charlton's promotion. It baffles me. Alan Campbell. I know it's not worked out for him. He's ended up going back home, but he was flying for us as soon as Nathan Jones when he took them out. And that's the thing. You've got to have the spirit in the team. I'm still not convinced by Bloomfield. I'll give him next season, obviously, but I do worry if I'm being honest. I think I'm going to try out SP Football Live 2025. Enjoy. Don't buy too many of those consumables. We are back up to 14th place. 4 points off 10th, which would be a lovely finish. 3 points, sorry. That'd be a really good finish if we could do it. But past the 50-point mark, looking relatively safe at this stage. I just wanted to say a quick thank you again for something, because I'd completely forgotten a few years ago I made a Patreon when I was starting out. At the same time I made a YouTube community page. Don't worry, it's not a plug for it. But I went on there today and realised that there's been a few members on there who have been on there for like a year, 2 years, 3 years. So if any of you are watching or see this on replay on YouTube, just thank you, because it was a lovely bonus I hadn't noticed before. And I'll make sure you're in the credits for the next save, the retro save on YouTube. But considering I'd forgotten about it and you still did it, does mean a lot to me. I worry if Bloomfield's first two signings as Naismith and Saville. I don't worry so much about that. I worry more if that's all we're going to do, because we're going to lose some of the biggest or the best players in the team. There's no way that your Doughties, your Mengies, I'm trying to think of other examples, probably Asgard, even though he joined in January. There's no way that any of those sorts of players are going to be there at the start of next season. So if you don't bring in quality to replace them, you can put a bit of experience and grit in a team. We need someone like a George Saville. That's fine. I've got no problem with that. We probably could do with a Cal Naismith type figure in the squad. Again, I don't really have an issue. I'd be surprised if he's not skipper next year. However, if we don't then go and get a bit of pace into the team, which is something we did do in January at last, in fairness, but a bit of pace into the team, a bit of control in the middle of the park, then I do worry. There has to be sight. And when, with the greatest of respect, when you've got the most expensive adult season ticket in League One and you've not reduced it really, in fact, you're paying £5 more than you were in the Premier League 2 years ago, there's got to be something. It's the look as well, isn't it, Si? And I'm not one for overspending, as you know, but they're going into League One with Premier League parachute payments. If they then end up making a big transfer profit in the summer, there's going to be a lot of questions asked, especially when they're charging massive money for transfers. They've moved to a new kit sponsor and are charging more money for the shirt. You've got to be very careful with how you play it, and it has to be a strong start or there's going to be a lot of trouble there. And I think, I'll be honest, they'll struggle to fill the stadium there'll be a lot of people who don't renew their season ticket at 460 quid. The waiting list that they had from the Premier League and Championship, they've got to pay a minimum of 520, which is never going to happen. So the shirt is something like 65 or 70, which I know is not the worst this year, but and they had 2 years in a row with the same home shirt, but because they've moved to this sort of recycled one, the same one that Forest Green are using, the biodegradable thing, there's going to be a lot more put on the, oh, well, it's good for the environment and that. But fans at this stage, given what's happened the last 2 years, won't be as on board with that or as proud of that as they might have been if we were still in the Premier League or in the Championship. So again, it's just timing with a lot of those things. Crewe v Darlington, let's play top of the league, and that 3 goals scored on Saturday will quickly drift away. I think we're going to do it the opposite way around moving forward now. We'll see the result and then watch the highlights if it's entertaining enough. So I don't bore you all to death. We might as well play, everyone. What's the point in worrying now? Tommy, it's not a consumable thing. It's mod overhaul for PES 21. Oh, sorry, I mixed it up with the new Sega game. And you know what? I wanna say fair play to a creator today, because I saw a Sai Maggio video, and he actually was very clear, even in his title, this isn't a replacement for Football Manager. A lot of the bigger YouTubers, streamers have put videos out. What does this mean for Football Manager? Is this the end of Football Manager? When it was never going to be. It's a completely different game. I just like that someone actually put out a video and said, this is what it is, and made it very clear without any clickbait or trying to get people in. Just a proper, sensible, balanced view, which you don't see very often these days. Hopefully it doesn't biodegrade before the players get out the physio room. Don't know. If we have the same record we have in our away and third kits this year, we might want it to biodegrade by half time, so we have to go out in home kit. Morning, Drop Bear. Just watching Australia v Saudi Arabia. Nice. I'm sure it's more entertaining than this game I'm watching. I feel like I might have gone wrong. I'm going to actually see what the England score is. Can't be any worse than the Andorra game, surely. Oh, it's 1-0 to England. Harry Kane scored early. San Marino 3 down, unfortunately, against Austria. A couple of early goals for Arnautovic. The Netherlands 3 up against Malta in World Cup qualifying. And Serbia beating Andorra, scoring a lot earlier than we managed to, due to Mitrovic getting a quick one. Should we have a look at the result first? Just need to not lose 5-0 to make the World Cup. Well, hopefully you can do that. The Saudi side is improving, though, in fairness, but I think you'll be all right. I'm really surprised today that Thomas Frank took the Spurs job. There was part of me that thought he was going to reject it. Right, results. We've lost 1-0. I told you that would happen. Dean Ashton is a machine in this game. If we could get Dean Ashton, our times would change. 1-1 going into half-time, Drop Bear. That's not bad. What's the Australia squad looking like these days? Should we get the fixture up? Obviously, long gone are the days where most of the side played in the Premier League. One shot on target, 1 goal. Bit of an FM in you're giving them, isn't it? So Matt Ryan's still going in goal. Martin Boyle's on the right, isn't it? I forgot about him. Burgess at the back. There's not many big names in there, is there? Riley McGree on the bench. Kai Rolls. Alessandro Casati, I recognise from FM. It's not the strongest Australia side in the world, is it? A few A-League players, which is nice. No, that's good. Apart from Wrexham and Birmingham with their silly money, who do you think has made the most exciting signings as a league club recently? I think, given the noise, Charlton getting Nathan Jones tied down for 5 years is probably the best deal of the summer so far from any of the promoted 3. Because we've seen what he can do coming into the Championship, building a side. And that will basically... If Charlton had lost Nathan Jones, I would have been putting question marks on them surviving. Now there's no doubt they stay up for me. Yeah, Sutar missing. He's had a rotten few years with injury, hasn't he? Birmingham have signed a couple, haven't they? But I was looking through the completed Championship transfers yesterday, I think it was. But it wasn't much that excited me. Let's make sure I haven't missed anything. So, Championship transfers, 25-26. So, Birmingham was Newman and they made Gardner Hickman permanent, wasn't it? But they've also lost a bit of experience. Blackburn have done 1 deal. Bristol City have done 1 deal. Charlton have signed Sonny Carey as well. Hull City have signed Puerta permanently now from Leverkusen. Their manager, has he been announced yet? He was due to be announced either today or tomorrow, wasn't he? Not been confirmed just yet. Let's get this team picked and then carry on through the league. Noira and Kuda, who I would have picked. It's about balance though, isn't it? rather than just the best players. Let's skip through that one. Let's see the rest of the transfers. Right. Ipswich haven't done any yet. Apart from the out, obviously, of the lap. Leicester haven't done any yet, apart from outs. Middlesbrough the same. Millwall the same. I wonder what will happen with Fleming now Burnley have been promoted. I presume they'll still sign him. Oh, yeah, he's gone already. They've triggered that. At Norwich, Jacob Wright and Dan Grimshaw I've seen. I wonder if Norwich try and go for anyone from Bristol City to add to the squad. Nothing at Oxford, nothing at Pompey. I tell you who have been really busy so far, size Preston. I saw they'd signed like 4 or 5 already, hadn't they? And I tell you the other one that excited me I saw today was Stoke. They've done a couple of bits of clever business. So Preston got Thierry Small, Valentin Pole, Thompson from Stoke, and Everson back from Leicester permanently. QPR signed Dembele, didn't they, permanently as well? But the big ones were Stoke City because they signed Sorba Thomas, who, if you can get the best out of him, which I trust Mark Robbins to, I think he'll be a phenomenal signing for them. That's a proper Mark Robbins deal, that, getting Sorba Thomas in. They've just got to avoid sacking their manager at the end of August if they don't win all their first 4 games, which they're not always known for doing. Bolton, to be fair to them, got Cipriano from Peterborough. Mark Bowler came in from Samsonspor. They got the keeper Baxter as well, didn't they? So they've done some decent business. So it'll be interesting. You signed all your loan players except Sarmiento. Oh, fair enough. Drop bet. And you'll get a decent job from this. I did think earlier it would be funny if he went to Brentford, wouldn't it? But I don't think he will. I do wonder where he lands up. I don't think it'll be in England, if I'm being honest. But I'd be intrigued to see where he goes. I'd love to see, from a footballing point of view, I'd love to see Ange in the Bundesliga. I think that's a match made in heaven. Let's have a look at the results. 1-0 win for Darlington. Tyndall scored again. Oh, we can go and watch the highlights now. It's much better doing it this way round. We've won 2 and 3. So yeah, maybe Stoke getting Sorba Thomas is one that intrigues me this summer.
We start off here. Nice nod down. He keeps a hold of it. Midway through the first half.
So this is the goal, I think. Tyndall in. Great goalkeeping, eh? That's what we wanted.
Darlington wrapping up the win then.
I have to say, as an Aussie, it was amazing to see a first Australian win a European trophy. Yeah, brilliant. Look, ultimately, he's given Spurs fans a night they won't forget. And next year under Thomas Frank, I would expect them to get back into the top 7 and get to Europe in the league. But they probably won't win anything. I mentioned this the other day. If you forget about the 11, because Spurs, for the most part, have a good 11. If you go for the squad, which is what football is now, a 23-man squad if you're playing in every competition, even including United, who had a stinking season, on paper, they've not got a better squad than any of the other traditional Big Six. They've not got a better squad than Villa or Newcastle. They're probably in the realms of, for me, on paper, beyond the first 11, their squad depth is the ability of a Palace or a West Ham, someone like that. That's where their squad has fallen to. Their first 11, if they keep everyone fit for every game, great. They'll be in the top 7 as they were the first season under Ange. But that's not going to happen when you're playing Champions League football and there's a desire to try and win trophies. I'm looking forward to work tomorrow night at the start to the WTC final. I'm intrigued by the Club World Cup starting this weekend. I'm going to watch a bit of it while I'm in Luton, and then obviously we'll do some in the streams when we're back. I have got the Norwegian games set up and ready to go as well. So we can switch between the two if there's not a lot of quality when it comes to the ones we're going to watch. Because we are back next Wednesday after our trip away. Basically, my 2 choices... Well, I've got 3 choices that night, actually, in truth. I've got Real Madrid versus Al Hilal. or I can come live earlier and watch City, but 5 o'clock doesn't suit me. So probably 8 o'clock, I've got either England's 21s v Germany's 21s in the UEFA Euros 21s, which is on Channel 4. On Channel 5, you've got Real Madrid v Al Hilal. There's obviously Slovenia 21s v Czech Republic as well, which we probably won't watch, but there's a couple of choices there. And then from the day after, there's Norwegian games as well. Going to be interesting. And there's loads sites. So if you go on One Football, you can get the app on like Fire Sticks and things. You have to pay for the Serie A games and a lot of the other ones. So there's like qualifiers and things on there as well that you have to pay for from Asia. You can watch some Japanese games for free. Some of them are paid, but nearly all of the Norwegian and Icelandic games are free. All of the Danish games when they're in season are pretty much free as well. So there's loads of games that are live. So you have to pay. So say you wanted to watch Palestine v Oman in the AFC qualifiers, you have to pay for that. That's their nationwide coverage. But if you want to watch the, let's get the next games up in Norway. So you've got Bodo Glimt v Bram, which is next week, 21st. Is that Friday or Saturday? In the evening. The only slight problem is UK time there, sort of afternoon, early evening kickoff. So I'd have to adjust the live stream schedule a bit. But I've ended up like watching a couple so far from Iceland while I've been editing videos or working and playing for FM. I'm here to watch us beat South Africa, even if Marnus is opening for some reason. We've been interesting so far in the West Indies series. I think India will probably embarrass us this summer, but we'll see how it goes. I haven't, bar a couple of days listening to the Test Match Special, I've not really got fully into the England swing this summer. And it's a rare year I've not got a day of going to the cricket organised as well. Because last year when all the fixtures came out, I didn't know where we were going to be. Right. Darlington Rochdale. Shame to see Poran retire from international cricket at 29. I think, unfortunately, Drop Bay. You're going to see that more and more now. Particularly outside, probably. So England, Australia and India, you're probably protected in terms of the central contracts and the money that the boards can throw at international teams. But I think for most of the rest of the nations, I think players will choose franchise cricket over international. It's sort of reaching the stage that football had where it's club over country and that sort of debate where we got to about maybe 15, 20 years ago in football. So Rochdale on paper, one of the very worst sides in the division. We've got pretty much everyone fit. We've won 2 of our last 3. Our strikers are actually scoring. To be fair to him, Tyndall's got 5 in 13, which isn't abysmal. Abzera's got 12 this year now. Wainwright's having a bit of a stinker, but his form is improving. And we're starting to get settled in our new tactics. So hopefully we can go and win this one as well. But that's far easier said than done, isn't it? Thank you everyone joining along as well. Good to have you here this evening. I can only apologise for the entertainment being provided in the Northern Ireland-Iceland game. Because it is not good so far. Finland have gone 1 up against Poland. Gianpaolo scored it. Yeah, well, they've not got a terrible team on paper now, Finland. And Poland, another one of those that are just coming towards the end of their cycle. A couple of older boys in there. A few that are starting to miss more and more games. And a few that have obviously retired. San Marino have let in a 4th. Serbia have got a 2nd against Andorra. Sweden, Algeria looked a fun game earlier. 4-3. Ken Sema with a hat-trick. And Republic of Ireland being held by Luxembourg after 35. But Luxembourg, another side that did improve a little bit. Sinani's in that team. Barrero Martins is a decent player. And Robbie Brady's gone off early injured. That Republic of Ireland team's not the worst on paper anymore. Liam, good evening. Good to have you in. We're about to see if we can add to the goals. Let's have a look at the result. We've won again. And a striker scored again. This is getting too good to be true. So I finished my second season at Sheffield Wednesday on 07. Slight build on the first season. First came 18th with a poor squad, trying a young rebuild. Second season came 11th when predicted to go down with youngsters. Sold Charles, Andre Dudin. I got a free. Plus 25% sell on as Northern Ireland in and 1-0. Doing what Scotland couldn't and taking the lead against Iceland. It's a good goal, to be fair. They've been better the last 5 minutes without creating anything clear cut. They got 7.5 million. That's not bad going, Si. It's interesting. I won't mention who I'm managing in FM09, but it is a save where, hang on a minute, cutting in. Oh, it's a great strike. 25 yards out into the bottom corner. That's superb. He looks a good player, does Price. He's been a real impact player for Northern Ireland. He's starting to have a lot of moments. He's obviously had a few games for West Brom. I saw that with Luton towards the end of the season. It might be a big year for him next year. He gone 2-1 up, drop there. Good stuff. Yeah, so Si, in the FM09 save, we'll watch these highlights while we're doing it. I've picked a club where the finances are relatively tight and over half the squad needs rebuilding to go to the next level. So I've got a side that can plod along, a bit like your Sheffield Wednesday one. But basically, I can't replace a player in the squad until I sell them. So I've got to try and get something out of the players to get some money out of it, to then be able to upgrade each position. So it's quite a frustrating, gradual process. But I thought it made, again, for a slightly different type of save to what I normally do, which was part of the idea as well. It is one of my big to-dos when it comes to this weekend in Luton. I want to get a bit way through the FM07 save, because that, after my next one, was planned to be my last retro save on camera before FM26. But I got through the pre-season, then never got into the fixture, so I'm going to need to go and do that this weekend. But got a couple of months to get that one sorted. Ah, Liam, you love short notice competition, don't you? It's something I struggle with as well. I plan everything as far in advance as possible. It's organised admin is a dying art these days. I tell you what, that's a great goal, isn't it? Hit him on the way in. We'll take it. A 2-0 win for Darlington. Another good performance. He's looking all right today. What's that now? We've scored 6 goals in 4 games, if I've made that right. We've won 2-0, 3-1, drawn 0-0, and lost 1-0. Oh, and won this. We had a 1-0 as well and a 2-0. So 6 in 5. I'm pushing it slightly, but a good result. That should put us in the top half. It does. We're 2 points off 9th, which would be incredible. And because we've conceded so few, our goal difference is pretty good. Oh, Northern Ireland give it away, edge of their own box. Shot in from Iceland straight at the keeper. That's poor. But 3 points away from dropping back to 16th. We're probably not going to go lower than that now, which is great for surviving. It would be nice if we could stay in that top half, just as a sort of morale boost. And if we can keep developing in this tactic, get Neil Wainwright creating goals, and then start to look at the summer and what we want to do. It does mean we should get to the end of the season tonight as well. Oh, Wainwright out for 3 days, right on cue. He'll be back next week, and the form's improving. I think Peterborough mid-table with us. Yep, they're 2 places and a point below. So if we can avoid defeating that one, it'll help. Vasilev's out for 4 weeks, so there you go. Little the skipper, he's going to be going in the summer, but he's going to get a little run here. Jumbo, welcome in. Appreciate you popping in the background as well. Thanks for that, Jumbo. It is one of the things I noticed with this save. Obviously, all the regulars still come in, but because I'm not playing Football Manager 24 and LMA Manager, people aren't looking for that game. It doesn't show up on the regularly viewed pages as much. But It's about having a bit of fun, this save, isn't it? I'll put Clark or Ford. I'll put Ford on the bench for this one. So my season 2 squad costs 1.2 million in total. Injured for 28 days. It might be worth, you know, it might be worth ending the loan early, because when's our last game? The 1st of May. We're definitely going to stay up. It might be a way to get a bit of extra money in, you know. Because he's on what? He's on £1,000 a week. He's not going to play another game for us. Do you know what? I will send him back. And it means we can start our summer work as well very quickly, because we'll have a bit more wages there. My initial budget was 450, but sold Chris Brunt and Glenn Whelan for decent money as they were poor for me. I have another striker called Mika Aritalo. I recognise that name. Where was he before? Signed for 150, now worth 4 million, but trying to get 3 clubs to bid around 10. Negotiation at the minute. The good thing is I have young replacements and already embedded into the club. Ah, brilliant. That's what you want. Lost first leg in Europe, 2-1 at home to VTSC. Oh dear. I mean, they're a decent club, to be fair, in Portugal, but still not ideal. Bank balance is back up to 500,000. Want to build that up a bit now. Just reading through the rumours. Ross Doherty linked to Ross County. We're going for Dundee United's reject team. TPS in Finland, that's the one. No, I recognise him from there. It's like that year. I can't remember which one it was. With, might have been around 07 as well. Or 08, with Kuzmanovic and Mihalic from Slovenia. One was at Domzale. They were always brilliant. Like, there's favourites in every game. The big inspiration behind the next retro save is that there was a few legends I could bring in. I see City have confirmed the Turkey deal this evening. I was hoping to get through the first round of qualifiers so I can get league phase guaranteed. Well, hopefully you get an easier draw if you go out of that one, but... Goal Senegal, brilliant. I'll say it again. Be careful what you wish for. Got Hossam Ghali on a free from Spurs. Is he still brilliant in that game? He was quite good in FM 06. Like, really weird attributes, but brilliant. Very solid season for me. Sold him to Watford for 1.2. Not bad at all. Leon McKenzie for Peterborough. Definitely a star man to watch out for. Scored against us before. Mark Tyler in goal. Luton legend. Results. What is happening? What is happening? We've won 3-0 at Peterborough, despite Wainwright getting a red card and missing a penalty. I mean, I don't know what to say about the discipline anymore. But the goals are flying for Darlington. Where has this come from? Is the tactic finally starting to work? Or are we just having a weird purple patch? He's solid, not brilliant. His composure is poor. Because FM06, I'd forgotten, it was natural fitness that was awful for all of them.
So, the first real action. Picks up wide on the left. And that's gone straight to the keeper. Good interception.
Can't remember when we scored the goals. I think one was before half-time. A good run, this. Great goal, McMahon. It's just a shame that we keep getting red cards. That is Rosehead safety first, isn't it? Maybe the top half is on. Maybe I'm getting excited too soon now. We're going to be without Wainwright for what, 3-4 games? McMahon scores another one there. So Tyndall missed a penalty. And then did Obzera score the other one? I'm sure it was the striker again. It's the fact that we're not giving up many chances here either. We've managed to keep the defensive solidity, which is great. Free kick for Northern Ireland. Last chance of the half.
Anticipation.
Since the 5 minutes before and since the goal, they've played really well here.
Gets the ball well here.
Jay Charles starting to control the midfield. Price is getting on the ball loads.
Keeper comes straight out to receive that one.
Smith on the other side causing trouble as well.
Here we are again. Thrown to him.
And Big Dan Ballard's at the back coming up for the set piece. Could he make it 2 before the break?
Ball into
Will be the last chance because we played the minute, now we're waiting for this set piece. So once it's cleared, that will be the half-time whistle. Here's the goal, is it? Yeah, good finish.
absolutely clear.
Corner kick, we're still going.
And the action continued here. Great head down. Easy.
What a performance. Bit annoyed about the red card, but it's all starting to happen now. Luton won 5-0 as well. They're absolutely flying. Oh, hits the bar. Nearly scored from the corner. One more chance before the whistle from Price over. And there will be the half-time whistle. I'm not sure who it was that hit the bar in the end. It was a short corner to the left foot who just swung in a beautiful cross. It's a glorious ball. It was actually a header towards goal from the centre half, which didn't have enough on it. It sort of glanced towards the far stick and then went off the bar. Oh, was it Hale who missed it at the back stick? Last 20 minutes, though, Northern Ireland have been really good. League table, up to 11th. 3 points off 8th now. Dizzying heights looking up at now. I've got a keeper from Celtic for 4K, 17-year-old, had a brilliant season in goal for me. Third best keeper in the league for average rating. Club's offering over $1 million now as well. I like where it saves where you can improve players and make profits if you give them a chance early. Yeah, it's my biggest positive, if you remember, Si, talking about FM06 and the early years with Luton, is what I loved about the early FMs is that it wasn't just all reputation geared. So if you had a player who was in form and scoring for half a year, you'd get an offer for them, even if they weren't a brilliant player. And that's what used to happen in the January windows before it was such a data-driven approach. And that's why you see so many weird transfers on paper now. But those were the good days of football, weren't they? Malambi is going to be in for the next 2 because of Wainwright's suspension. And Clark will go on to the bench. 2-1 up, we should qualify for the World Cup. Yeah, I think you'll be fine now, drop there, won't you? No chance you're going to concede 6 from there. Northampton at home is next. Where are they? They're in the relegation zone. Not going to get too overexcited, but yeah, but then, Si, it's something you probably can't criticise Sports Interactive for because it's something that's happened in real football as well, where it's become more about reputation and informed players. You don't see those January panic buys based on a player who scored 10 or 15 in the first half of the year. We were talking about it the other day. No one took a gamble on Gyökeres, whereas a few years earlier, West Ham took a gamble on Bowen. Like, you don't see it anymore. Certainly not to the same extent. And you see less young players getting a chance in real life because of that at the higher levels. Liam got a lot of youth in the senior squad in season 2. Centre back, centre midfielder. Dellum's in the starting centre midfield as well. Yeah, not bad. It's nice to have a few in the backup team. Yeah, in that case, Si, it's probably more football ruining FM than vice versa. But then arguably you could say it's partly FM's fault because they've been part of the reason that so many clubs have gone for a data-based approach now. Right, let's get through the Northampton one. Drop out, managed to sign my goalkeeper at Aberystwyth for 12k. Sold him on the release clause for 875 to Rangers. Lovely. Good little profit, that. Trollope, Hargreaves, Forrester, Asamoah. Some players in that Northampton side. Maybe 1 or 2 we can look at if we go down. Got all 5 starting away to Aberdeen. Now that is a bold call, Liam. I presume you're between qualifiers, are you? Latvia, Albania 1-1 at half time. Latvia player scored an own goal, then equalised on a stroke of half time. Eventful half for him. Romania are 2 up. Dennis Mann got the second. I've been quite impressed with Northern Ireland, though. They beat Inter Milan before, with 0 shots on target. Both sides. Our goal was an own goal. Brilliant. Right, results. Oh, no. Back to reality. Back to reality with a 1-0 defeat. Against a side in the bottom 3. It was all going too well. It was all exciting. And now it's gone back to reality. Mark Beavers. There's a name from the past. Was that the FM he was really good, or was it the year after? Oh, top 4 English club. Yeah, he was brilliant. There was a year in FM he was fantastic. I'm guessing it was 07. He was always signed by a Premier League club every time without fail. There was one year where he was great. One year where Frankie Simic was great. Chesterfield away in this one. We'll do that one before taking our break. Oh, fair enough, Liam. Hey, you've got to play on form sometimes. Getting that mix of youth and experience. Nothing wrong with that. Last game of Wainwright's suspension. Simic was rotten for me in 07. Only got 150 grand for him. I'm guessing he wasn't. That wasn't the year he was great then. Hibs Celtic just drew 6-6 in the early kickoff. The FM24 save where I'm in Wales, the Abertillery one, some of the scorelines are ridiculous. And it would be, to be fair, but they are crazy. Right, here we go. Can we get back in form? No, we can't. We lose 1-0 again. Another bloody red card. Oh. We started the evening with plenty of goals and we're finishing it with problems. Lots of ill discipline again. Yeah, so I've been doing a bit. I'm almost at the end of the first season. Some fun names coming in there. So I've signed. So at the start of it, because they've got an affiliation with Swansea in the game, so I got Rory Donnelly up front to go alongside Lee Trundle, who's ridiculous. I also got Ashley Richards, if you remember, on loan from Swansea as well, who was great. Signed Sean Thornton, who was somewhere else in the UK. Michael Flynn came in as a centre midfielder. Who else did we get? Ben Thatcher at left back, the old thug. Sean Pejic was always a decent centre half, who was a free agent at the start. And I got a young goalkeeper in, but he wasn't a reputable name. Yeah, so he was a right back side, but he started as a centre midfielder in the game. Yeah, Sean Thornton was a good player, so he's one of the centre midfielders I've got. Josh Lowe, I got him from Northampton. He was a Welsh right winger. And I tell you the other side, and I got sight. Stephen Robb, he was my one paid signing. Stephen Robb he wasn't at Dundee United, he'd moved somewhere else. And I got him in on the cheap. Did he play somewhere like Wacky? And he's got no natural fitness, but he's a brilliant player. Who was he playing then? Thai Port. So it was when he went abroad and played in Thailand. So I blew all my budget getting him in. Lucky he gives away a pen, Liam. Lovely stuff, eh? Get yourself in trouble now. We've got Hull next. We're going to get Tulizov out for Wainwright. He'll go back in on the right. And then Malambi will come out for Ian. No, for Conlon, in fact. With Clark dropping off the bench for the other Clark. Can't have them both in a squad at the same time. Right, we need to top up the drink and we need to get through these last 3 games of the season. So stick with us. We'll be back in 3 minutes to do so. Hopefully get back into some sort of form. Is the Neath year the one where Simon Davis plays for Solver in Wales and he's still unreal? That's a good question. Simon Davis, where are you? What year was it? No, Solver 2013. He was still at Fulham. He was still at Fulham. So it would have been, he went in a 13-4 season. So yeah, it would have been 2 years later, FM14. McGree's on. 1-1 full-time Shankland off the bench. Not badly him at all. We're going to take our breather. If you're happy to leave the ads running, does make a difference. We'll be back in 3 minutes for our final 3 games of the season and to plan what on earth we're going to do with this super inconsistent and struggling for goal side in the summer. Back in 3, don't go anywhere. And we're back. Thank you for sticking with us as we head in to the final 3 games of what has been... It's a weird one, this, isn't it? Because it's been a successful season. We've come up with Darlington, and if you'd said at the start of the year, we're going to finish 12th and have the second best defence in the league, it would be a remarkable effort. But it's ended up being a bit of a frustrating year. So I don't really know what to make of it. The final 3 games will probably play a factor in how I feel at the end. When I play the first of them now against Hull City, Talizov is suspended. No point in even being here for the last 3 matches. But hopefully we can get a couple of wins, secure a top half finish, and then try and find a way to build this style next season and add a few more goals to the team. Luton sold Richard Langley this season for 1.1 to Hearts. There you go. That's when you know a game's not realistic enough, isn't it? Scandalous. Let's see, shall we? Bella Nation, up the Tigers. Welcome in. Lovely to see you. How's life? I've not seen you streaming for a long time, so how are things? Thanks for sending us down on the final day. Thanks for giving us the hope of a ridiculous goal to win 1-0 at your place in March as well. Much appreciated. And how are you feeling about another new manager coming in? What a time to join. Absolutely. Darlington v Hull. We were lucky to stay out. I know. If we'd have had even an semblance of a defence, you would have been down. I said this towards the end of the season, Bella Nation. I said it towards the end. With maybe about 3 games to go, there were probably 5 sides maybe that didn't deserve to stay up, and we were very much 2 of them. The only difference is you crept over the line and we didn't. Goal loader makes it 2 to an aggregate. Good effort, Liam. All good here. Yeah, very well. I'm a northerner now, so Hull was a local away day for me a couple of months ago. But life's good. Moved up north, bought a house. Playing a bit of LMA Manager 2003, which is the best user interface of any game ever. It's fantastic stuff. So all's good at the moment. Can't complain. Apart from Luton being in League One and keeping their season ticket prices the same and having to add 40 quid of train journeys on for the games. Apart from that, it's all lovely. If the season went on another 2 or 3 games, would have been gone. I don't know about that. Actually, no, that's fair because Plymouth would have caught you. Because Plymouth were doing really well. Bella Nation, so we're not far from Leeds. My local non-league club is Guiseley now. So about a 20-minute bus journey into Leeds and near Guiseley. Much calmer pace of life than Luton, shall we say. But yeah, I think Plymouth are unfortunate, but that's how unfortunate. If they hadn't kept Rooney for so long or appointed him to start with, then Muslic would have saved them. But they're in trouble now because he's obviously going to Schalke. Come, welcome in. Thank you very much. 32 months. You people are crazy, honestly. Thank you for that. Much appreciated. Goal VTSC 3-2, Liam. It's going to be heartbreak, isn't it? How's life, Kun? How's the streaming going? Hope everything's well. Lovely stuff. Got friends in Leeds. Can see Ellen Road from their house. Nice. I think that's the far end of the city centre from where we are. Yeah, much calmer area. We're in what feels like a quiet town, but then to be able to hop 15 minutes on the bus to a big city centre with everything in it is great. It's a lovely balance. Lots more places to walk. Lots more tempting cafes, bakeries and all of that stuff. So having to get the steps in to keep the weight off. Would Edwards go to Plymouth? I don't know geographically, Si. I mean, he's one of the favourites for the borough job at the minute, isn't he? Which is an interesting one. And Bristol City as well. So I'm intrigued to see where he ends up. There's 2 schools of thoughts on Edwards, aren't there? He's clearly a good bloke. Like, he's clearly a good man. Everyone who's worked with him has said that. But the argument at Luton was he came in and did brilliantly, continuing what Nathan Jones did. But as soon as he tried to change it to his own style, it became a disaster. So it's going to be an interesting one to judge. I'll be intrigued to see how he does wherever he ends up next. Hopefully well. I've got nothing against him, and I still think we'd have stayed up if we kept him in charge. New manager, looks the best on paper we were linked with, but doesn't say much. Yeah. It does have, I mean, he's a better version of Tim Walter in terms of results, but it's very much got that vibe of we're going to play great football and don't really care what the results are. But ultimately, you had one of the best young coaches in English football and you let him go after finishing 7th. The first time you'd finished in the top half since you went down from the Premier League. You were never going to recover from that easily. That's the dream, absolutely. Should we see what this whole result was? And then we'll see if we need to watch the highlights or not. I mean, it could go back to being 0-0 again now, couldn't it? Not much more entertaining, but we won 1-0, so we'll go and see how good the goal was. But both of us came up and have stayed up, Darlington and Hull, so a good season for both teams. Sellers wasn't a world beater for me, but he needed another season to truly make a mark. Yeah, I'm not massively convinced on Ruben Sellers. I found it a weird appointment. I know the Tim Walter one was a disaster, but Sellers is a similar style of coach to Liam Rosenior, but a less good one. So I don't know whether it was just do a job and the mutual agreement he'd go at the end, but I don't know. His Reading team were never a great entertainment to watch. Site, let's go and get one of those football trivias up, shall we? We'll do one of the long tier ones as well. I tell you what, we did Cameroon last time, didn't we? Goal scorers in the Premier League. So this time, let's do... Should we do Senegal instead? So let's have the top Senegalese scorers in Premier League history. And we're going to go... We've got 14 who are in double figures in Premier League history. So top 14 Senegalese goal scorers in Premier League history. I'm doing fine. Went a couple of days to Krakow in Poland. Lovely. This is Auschwitz. That was a real eye-opener. I need to start streaming again. This goes back. Is the highest priority at the minute. No, fair enough. You've got to focus on other bits of life as well. Like, I'm taking it lighter in terms of YouTube and stuff this year while there's not a new FM. Make the most of the opportunity. Other issue we had was a 33 striker on one sign from League One who hadn't scored yet and got stuck out on the wing. Yeah, I mean, Ruben Sellers is never going to be the most progressive on that front, was he? Full-time second leg, 2-2, 4-3 loss on aggregate. Ah, what a shame, Liam. Bella Nation, Diouf, was he Senegalese? Well, I have to give you a double one because there's two Dioufs in there. There's El Hadji Diouf and Mame Diouf, if you remember, the old United, Blackburn and Stoke. 5th and 6th respectively. Weirdly, and I would not have associated this, only one goal apart. El Hadji Diouf, 28 Premier League goals. I would have suggested he had more than that across 4 clubs. Mame Diouf got 27. Probably more than I would have expected him to have. So, 2 Dioufs in there in 5th and 6th place. Forgot about Mane Diouf, yep. Sadio Mane, obviously, yeah, top of the tree. The only man in the 100 club of the Senegalese players. 114 goals across Southampton and Liverpool. We've got 1st, 5th and 6th so far. Some big other names at the top. That's not a bad finish, Obzera. Good goal, that. And hopefully, if we can get one more result, I'd say top half finish. Sire's gone for a double. Diamansi Camara and Henri Camara. Henri Camara is 4th. 31 goals between Wolves, Southampton, Wigan, West Ham and Stoke. And Diamansi Camara, yes, is in 11th place. Diamansi Camara between Portsmouth, West Brom and Fulham. 17 league goals. So still need 2nd and 3rd out of the top 5. Henri Camara, what a throwback. Absolutely. It's one of the things I've loved playing the old FMs and LMAs this year. Like, so many nostalgic names. It's been brilliant. Having a year of doing a bit of fun for me. Sai, who are you going for there? Kiate? Is that what you're going for? What a draw. Oh, Fenerbahce in the playoff. That's not good, Liam. Who are you going for? Kiate or Canute? Who are you going for there? Hopefully Kiate, as he's the Senegalese of the two. I'll give you him as well. He's in there. He's in 12th place. Jeku Kiate across West Ham, Palace and Forest. 15 Premier League goals. Bella Nation, I'm currently playing Champ Manager 97-98. Brilliant. I've got saves on the go from about 4 of the old FMs. We obviously did the FM06 Luton save on YouTube. We're starting a retro one again soon. Liam, top Senegalese goal scorers in Premier League history. We've got Sadio Mane, top of the tree. We've got Henri Camara, El Hadji Diouf, Mame Diouf, all in the top 10 as well. Then Diamansi Camara, Jeku Kiate just outside. Still 2nd and 3rd going. And 2 in the top 10 are current Premier League players as well. Let's look at the league table. We've dropped a place on goal difference in this one. What did Oldham win by then? Oldham won 5-0 at Colchester. Bloody hell. I booted up an old laptop for the first time in about 5 years the other day. Ah, mad. The wife's away this week, so tempted to install FMs, have a look through. Yeah, I did that a couple of years ago. I've got a memory stick. I found it off my old laptop that had all of my saves from FM 13 onwards. None prior to that, but I had a look back at a few of the old San Marino challenges, which were great fun. And likewise, we're going down to visit family and friends this week, so a lot of train travel, a lot of quiet evenings to get a few hours in. Some proper FM time. So realistically, we're probably not going to finish below 13th, but I wouldn't want to be the side that misses out on the top half. Liam, no, 9 Premier League goals. Just missing out. Die, Bella Nation between you. Yeah, I think one's jogged the other there. There's your second and third. That dynamic duo that led Newcastle to the top end of the table. Yeah. Scotty Max in as well. Bar and Cisse. People forget how good they were that year. Pardew got all that stick because he was the Mike Ashley man. But that season, they were phenomenal. Cabaye in the middle with Tiote. So you've got Demba Ba in second on 43 with West Ham, Newcastle and Chelsea. Papi Cisse, just Newcastle, 37 goals. That's second and third. So you've got all of the top 6 now. Mane, Bar, Cisse, Kamara, Diouf and Diouf. 2 of the remaining in the top 10 are current Premier League players. And the other 2, I'll give you a clue, both played for West Ham as well. Ben Arthur, yeah, he would have been there, wouldn't he? Better Nation. I wish I had some of the saves from FM15. Got Accrington to the Champions League. Ah, brilliant. It's amazing when you go back and see some of the saves, isn't it? The amount of hours you put in some brilliant things. And then they just get dusted away as soon as the new one comes out and forever forgotten about. Oh, great ball in Northern Ireland. Just wide. They played really well in Northern Ireland tonight. Got to give them credit. Oh, they were unbelievable that year, those 2. Yes, Nicholas Jackson. 7th place, 24 and counting in the Premier League. Luton gave him a couple of those the year before last. Northern Ireland in again. Oh, keeper's done well, Valdemarson, but gets round him. Oh, just beyond the striker at the back post. Price was rushing in. Iceland give it away in their own defensive thirds. They've pressed really well. They've countered really well. Just a heavy touch from Hale. Then put a tiny bit too much on the ball across goal. So all of the top 7 now. 8th and 9th, both played for West Ham. So I'll be disappointed if you don't get one of them. That might be a clue for you. And 10th place is a current Premier League player. Yeah, the problem we've got, Better Nation, as you can see at the top, is the budget. We've just not got the money here. And to be fair, we've got the second best defence in the league. And our keeper is one of the best starters we had at the club. Oh, red card in a friendly. That's harsh, referee. Last man foul. We've got to have a look at this. I want to see this again. Yes, I've got to sign a striker. So basically, of this team, Obzera, the left winger who's now suspended, and the right back who's just gone back were all on loan. So they're going to have to be the 3 priority positions. Have a look at this again. Is that a red card? There's cover in the middle there. It's a foul. There's no doubt about that, but it's not a red card. It looks like there's cover next to him. It doesn't benefit either team for this to be a red card either. No, Bella Nation, LMA 07, the final LMA manager. Danny North is one of the best players in the world. You remember it, the year he was just sensational. I had a great Grimsby save on the PS2 with him. Just before we moved house. Phenomenal player. But yeah, a little bit too early for him to be a superstar. Yeah, Modiame, 8th place, 18 Premier League goals between Wigan, West Ham, Hull and Newcastle. Played for both yours and Bear the Nations club. The man on this one, if we can afford him, is Dean Ashton, but we're well off being able to pay for that at the minute. 2 games to go. I think everyone's fit enough. Yeah, they'll be all right for this one. Now, free kick in a dangerous position for Iceland, and this game's been ruined a bit there. Yeah, never thought of Modi Arme. So you got the top 8. 2 more to go in that top 10. 1 played for West Ham and 1 is a current Premier League player. Let's see what happens to this free kick. It'll be a double whammy if it goes in. Good block by the wall. Out for a corner. Later one again. Yeah, Kelvin Langmead. Remember the early FMs? He was a natural striker and centre-half, wasn't he? Like a proper target, man. A great centre-half. You can't beat that combo. Right, let's look at the result against Tranmere. A win and we'd probably secure top half. And we do win. 2-0. Tyndall scored again. McMahon scored again. Oldham won 6-2. Where are their goals coming from? Oldham Athletic are going goal crazy. Ismail Assar is correct, Si. How many goals? 18 Premier League goals across Watford and Palace. Then you've just got 1 former West Ham striker to go. I'll give you the couple outside the top 10 in a minute, but just 9th place to go. Former West Ham striker. So we're up to 11th. 1 point separates Oldham, us, Gillingham and QPR. As long as one of them lose on the final day, we'll be top half. We should have a look at the goals. Good ball in from Iceland. Northern Ireland defending well at the moment.
Tranmere Rovers versus Darlington. This is our main game today.
Referees played advantage there for Iceland to try and score while the player's down with a head injury, which is a little bit unwise. Early play for Darlington. Let's have a look.
Great vision and awareness.
No one's going to get the last player, are they? We had it last time with a forgotten man in the Cameroon one with Somen Choi, didn't we? Oh, that's not a great penalty from Tyndall. Got away with it.
Midway through the first half. Takes his time. Quality ball.
You're getting there, Scotty Mac. I'll give you it.
And it's easy to deal with.
The Afra Sacco is the man you're talking about. Had 1 very decent season again. 18 Premier League goals. Another forgotten man. The Afra Sacco. Oh, it's a good goal, McMahon. We have scored a lot more goals since we've got used to this new tactic, which is a positive. It's still not consistent, but it's better. The Afra Sacco, yeah. I'll give you the couple outside the top 10 as well. So 11th place, Diamansi Camera. Portsmouth, West Brom and Fulham with 17 goals. Misses out by 1. Cheku Kiarte got guessed in 12th. Then another former Hull man in 13th. Everton, Hull and Cardiff. Umar Niasse, 12 Premier League goals. And the final one, Abdoulaye Faye. Another former Hull player, although far more famous at Bolton, Newcastle and a little bit Stoke. 10 Premier League goals for him. And 1 below, Iliman and Dai, who will probably overtake them next year. Yeah, Diafra Sacco had 1 really good year. And we've got 1 more game to go to secure a top half finish. I'm feeling far more positive than the last one where we just could not score to save our lives. Thank you again to Kun for the resub as well. Do appreciate that. Final scout report of the season, and we're still not going to bother to read it. Anyone going well in the youth team? He has got 4 for us on loan in 17. Where was it he ended up? Did he go? He went to Burton, didn't he? Or somewhere down the divisions. Sure it was Burton. Have we got a backup keeper in the squad? Because it might be worth signing this lad. If we can get him on a cheap enough wage. Try him on like 200. Yeah, I think that's a good deal. Probably get a better one through next year, but at least we can sell him then. He's a decent keeper. There's Roman Pavlyuchenko, who we almost got on loan in January before Tyndall came in. He's proven to be a decent signing so far. Referee is clearly trying to even this up now. It's not pretty to watch. QPR, they're one of the sides who can overtake us, aren't they? We're going to have to be careful here. Everyone is fully fit. Is Talizov able to play this one? No, he's still suspended. That's annoying. Pointless end to his loan spell. I could put the new keeper in if there was nothing to play for, but Collett's had a great season. So let's see if we can secure that top half. Halfway through the season, Scott, and in promotion place to the Football League with Radcliffe. Wonder if we'll go full-time and get an assistant manager. So if you get promoted to the EFL, you have to go full-time. So there won't be a choice in it. Surely you get an assistant manager as well. Fitness coach, you may be asking a bit much now. Can't get greedy, can you? But you definitely go full-time if you go to the EFL, and you'll probably get an assistant manager, would be my reckoning. The Football One music for the final time this year. Did we get a draw to secure the top half? Yes, we did. We finished in the perfect style. A 0-0 draw in front of a full house. Exactly what you want from our team. The wingers playing awfully again, which is not good to see. Maybe we'll play a bit more narrow next year. I don't know. League table. 12th place is secured. We'll take it. A point ahead of QPR. 27 conceded is exceptional. Only Crew were better. 40 scored is not so exceptional. No one in the top 18 scored less. Or top 17 scored less, sorry. Just the teams from 18th down. So it's very clear where we need to improve. But it's a good season. Overall, it's a really successful season. It's incredibly frustrating to watch. Not sure if you're into books. I'm not a reader generally. But I'm reading a book called Europe United, where the author went to a match in every UEFA nation within a 12-month period. That does sound interesting. I could potentially get on board with that. So Paul Morgan's marking has improved. We're going to skip through just 1 week just to get this end of season stuff towards the end. In fact, we might even go all the way to the end as Iceland chances it bobbles down from a corner. The shot goes wide. Have we got any other admin stuff to do before the end of this year? No way. No contracts. We're going to have to do half the hoardings in 2 weeks, so we probably can't get through to the end. I kind of wanted to see what the offers were going to be, but we'll see how long it takes. Iceland, oh, brilliant header off the line. Who made that clearance? Was it Connor Bradley? It was. That's sensational defending. Header across goal, flicked on towards the line, and Bradley's there, right place, right time. In fact, it's not. It's Price. Bradley was on the line, but it was Price next to him, the goal scorer. Sensational game he's had. Brilliant play. It's a bad thing in terms of losing him, Scotty Matt, but it's not a bad thing in terms of the fee you get, surely. Liam 2-1 Senegal. I'll say it again. Be careful what you wish for. As I said, if he holds out till next summer, Gareth Southgate's stock is going to rise an incredible amount. I can promise you. Right, we should have to do the hoardings tomorrow. Hale's coming off now. That will cheer Scotty Mack up. Who's he being replaced by? Who's coming on? Lee Bonis is coming on. Interesting to see how he does. Right, let's work out these hoardings. So our best ones at the minute work out about 400 each, don't they? So let's see if we can match this. I am, yeah, better than Nation. I couldn't get it working on via PS2 to the PC. So I'm still using my original disc, but it's a PS2 emulator on the PC. But then you can either download games or you can use your original disc. So I'm still playing my original LMA Manager disc, but with an emulator PS2 and an emulator memory card. Right, let's do some maths here. 320 quid a week there. 350 for Rutsky, not as generous with that offer. So this one is called, hang on. PCSX2. It just runs like an app, but it's been really good so far, to be fair. That's 360. Oh, that's probably the biggest one so far. That's 360 as well. 350. To be fair, the offers are still decent. No worries. I hope it works out for you. I've got it on this PC and on my standard desktop, standard work laptop, which isn't a gaming machine or anything. It runs fine on both, so hopefully suitable for most devices. Oh, great ball in from Northern Ireland again. Some of the delivery from out wide's been sensational. I think that was Ballard up there. Heads it over. Should have hit the target, really. 340, 340, 210. That's terrible. 360 from Heller. That's the best we've seen so far. Only 2, though, unfortunately. We've got to replace 46. So the ones that were 350 and above. About 360 was Mitre as well, wasn't it? I think anything 350 and above we're going to have to accept. So Rutsky will be one of those. Going to be a slight decrease in what we've had recently. We'll try and avoid 320 if we can. That's 360. We're just having to do maths here. That's one of the greats of this game. That's 350. That's 250. Nearly fooled me that. That's a lot less. That's 330. 340 might be next in line. There's quite a few choices there. So we've got 5 months, 4 months. I think we're going to need all of them, aren't we? Oh no, so the 3/8 will be 24, and then we'll take the last 2 from Vauxhall. So we've got Ford, we've got Nescafe, we've got Brembo, and we got Vauxhall. There we go. Job done. I just want to get to the end of the season so I can show you the job offers and what other opportunities we get. I didn't expect to have to do so much admin there. But it should be a clear run through now. Just got to avoid injuries. I think as well, if I remember my schedule right, we are going to be live the last Thursday of June, which is the day the EFL fixtures come out. So I'll be planning a few Luton games that day. Which ones I'm going to be able to get to, which grounds I can tick off. Not got the benefits of the international breaks to do League 2 grounds this year. As Luton are going to be playing during some of them, unfortunately. Wainwright's still improving. He's now 7-star. I just cannot get him to perform. Really frustrating. Oh, good play from Iceland. Ball across the box. Well defended, Connor Bradley. It's a gutsy performance now. They played really well when it was 11v11. Now it's just gutsy defending. Looking forward to that day, but already got a few things booked, so hoping I don't miss too many games. Yeah, we've the thing that's frustrating in League One is because Luton are playing the international breaks, but some games are going to get changed late on depending on call-ups at the moment. Like, I can't really book to go down for home games during the international breaks. So that's going to be frustrating. I'm away for the first EFL trophy game. Not that they'd be my first choice to go to anyway, but I'm away near Grimsby, which is a ground I haven't done. So I'm desperately hoping they'll be at home that day or that midweek so I can go and watch them. The only one around here of the Yorkshire away days I haven't done is Doncaster, so I've got to make sure I can do that. And then there's the first international break in September. I'm down south, so I'd miss whatever game that's going to be, but hopefully the fixtures are kind. The problem I've got next year is needing to do Exeter and Plymouth, and like last year, Plymouth got moved to a Friday night at the last minute, which ruined it for me. The TV at 4 weeks' notice. But we'll see. We can get some. Done Grimsby and Donny. Yeah, they're two I need. I've done all the other ones around here, but I'd probably go back to most of them. Bradford's a hop on the bus from me. Oakwell's a ground I really like. What's the other one? Rotherham's but no excuse not to go that local. A lot of the East Midlands ones I need to do. So I've not done Mansfield. I've not done Burton. I need to do Lincoln, which is a hop on the train down from here. Yeah, normally whatever week FM comes out, I can't really commit to going for a big travel because of the small amount I earn from this, it's about half of it. Yeah, Harrogate's a hop on the bus for me. I've been there when we were looking at houses and that. Every time we came up, Harrogate just happened to be at home. So I've probably been 4 times now, I think, to Harrogate. Lovely little grounds. Nice day out. Good place to go as Northern Ireland break through. Great defending. Price has picked it up on the left again. They look great on the counter to Northern Ireland. They don't make the most of the second one. Yeah, so the problem from when I was living in Luton is the East Midlands Railway train line is so expensive. So like going from Luton to Nottingham, Derby, that sort of region was like literally 40, 50 quid. Whereas from here, you can hop on the slower northern trains and save yourself a good chunk of money. So no real excuse next year. Yeah, the Prem fixtures are the week before, Steve, aren't they? They're out next Thursday. We might as well end his loan because he's not going to play again. And we need 2 hoardings. What's the highest? 700, 720. 720, but a longer commitment. So 720 from Nationwide, I think, is the one. Matt Ryan stepped up and saved a pen. You win 2-1 and you're through to the World Cup. Excellent stuff. See Australia next year in the US. Just check the youth team once more before we tick over. Nothing improving quick enough. No doubt we'll open with City, Arsenal, Liverpool. I saw today that Arsenal are committed to every women's game at the Emirates. Great news for them. Bad news for Bournemouth, but brilliant news for them. Obviously, with Goodison going to the women's team exclusively now as well. Some big commitments going, which is great to see. We've got 8 days to go to the end of the season to polish off this stream. Just want to see if we get any exciting job offers and how we've performed. Burnley women fully professional from this season, and rightly so. There's no excuse with the amount of money coming in now, is there? It's a small amount of money in the grand scheme of things for a club that's been promoted to the Prem. Did Portsmouth away final game of the season. 2.5 hours sleep. Left my house 3:10. Didn't get home till 1:45. Bloody hell. I tried to do West Brom away final day and thankfully didn't get a ticket. I did the last away game I did was Hull. I did the Burnley 4-0 defeat and then I did Hull. I just had a run of rotten games. Like I ticked off Chesterfield Harrogate in that international break, which was 0-0. Went to Bolton Bristol Rovers at the start of April, which was a turgid 1-0. Saw some terrible games of football. I'm not sure Luton will be Changing that next year. We had the most expensive season ticket per goal in a championship last year. Biggest problem is the stadium. Yeah, absolutely. Right, Dario Gradi wins it in Division 2 because they won the league. Liverpool in the FA Cup. Who won the Premier League? Liverpool again. Liverpool and Chelsea sharing the competitions. Ranieri doing a job prior to the Abramovich era. Nice. I did a couple of Guiseley games. In fact, I say a couple. I did 6 or 7 Guiseley games last season. I wanted to do Farsley Celtic, but they have obviously had problems with their ground and now have been demoted to Step 5. And I've got to tick off York as well. And I need to do Oldham now they've come up. That's another one I haven't done. Thankfully, I got Barnet done before I moved. Right, down from Division 1. Barnsley, Wigan and Cardiff. Yeah, so they're playing 70 miles away at the minute. I will, once they're back at the Citadel, I will go to Farsley Celtic. Again, that's only a bus jump for me. Oh, Luton got promoted. There you go. Bournemouth, Kidderminster, Plymouth and Hartlepool coming to join us. Dean Ashton top scorer, not surprised. Oh no, Jamie Curran top scorer. Dean Ashton was player of the year. Manager, director and supporter rating, all excellent. We've avoided relegation. We've still got a contract. And we've achieved our job. So, we've got a new contract to stay up. Scarborough is a nice ground, although they're sharing with Bridlington Town this season. Yeah, that's not too far out of the way. I just think, realistically, I've probably got about 2 years to virtually get the 92 done. So with Carlisle and Everton going and then Barnet coming back up, I'm on 64 again now. I think if I'm going to do it, I've got to be in the high 70s by the end of next season. I don't think there's an excuse not to be. Right, we're still under contract. We've been offered a new deal. We've got to finish in the top 16, which I think we can do. We have had an interesting offer from Bristol City, who are expected to win promotion from the division below. But they're actually pretty good financially. They've got a big team. Should we have a look at the details? And now my worry here, 37-year-old, 31, 35. I mean, there's some good players. It's an old team in certain areas. And then there's a lot of young players with no quality whatsoever. Although, tell you what, remember that name. We need to go and have a look at that keeper, Devlin. He's superb. Good money at Bristol, yeah. No spaces in the squad, though, and a lot of dross that will struggle to get out. And a few older boys. I'm not sure I fancy that one. Is a division down as well, which we've got to be fair about. Barnet. Oh, God, they're terrible. And then 2 Scottish Division 3 clubs. I mean, Bristol City is tempting, but if they were in Division 2, I would take that job. But I don't think we can. I don't think we can go down a division. So we're going to stick with Darlington for next year. Obviously played for us around 2007 was rubbish. We've got to pick a sponsor now. So how much per week? Who's the biggest? 4.2, 4.6, 5.3. Any advance that? 5.5. 5.5 on a 2-year deal. Westo are our new shirt sponsors. No idea how that compares to our old deal. And well done to me for breaking the records again. We don't want a quick start the new season. We'll just have a quick look at the squads. How much certain players have improved or degenerated as it may be. And then I'll leave you there. We've obviously got a few days off as we go to Luton. And then it will be back with a busy end to the month. We're going to be watching some Club World Cup. We're going to be watching some Norwegian football. We're going to be watching some under-21s Euros. And I'm desperately hoping we're going to score a few more goals. Yeah, Huddersfield are going big. Very interesting signings. I really like the Sorba Thomas to Stoke deal as well. I think that's a clever one. Same in League 2. Paul Warne's tempting a few of his old boys to MG Dons, which will be worryingly probably a successful season for them. But then I look at Huddersfield now, and I know they've got an interesting manager in Lee Grant. But if you look at Rotherham last year on paper, they did a similar thing. They signed a team you thought they're going to be shooing for promotion, and it just didn't happen for them all year. But Guna, yeah, they're definitely doing well. Yeah, Mendes Lang's a big signing. I'd imagine it won't be the last one they get from Derby as well. And to be fair, they underperformed massively last year because they were changing style and chopping and changing every few days. And they've also made some staffing changes too. But they've got new Kuwaitis in the background, so they're actually making tickets affordable and trying to get kids in, which for a city that size could be a changing point. Player wage budget is up by £3,000 a week. Good. Oh, stopping the counter attack there, Iceland. That's naughty. Northern Ireland done really well here. Yeah, ridiculous. I mean, it's fine. We need him in the club, but it's not the sign of ambition in a week where you're asking people to sign their early bird season tickets, is it? No, we don't want to make an offer. So let's finish off by firstly seeing how our season starts, how the last one finished, QPR, but how much have people improved or got worse, and who's in our youth team this time. Neil Wainwright is a full bona fide 7-star now. We're obviously without a few players who have moved on, but overall the squad's pretty good. We need a new right back, we need a new left winger, and we need a new striker where we had the 3 loan players last year. We could also do with upgrading where Niven and Harkness are, but whether we're going to be able to do all of that with the money we've got will probably depend on whether we can get free transfers and things like that. We'll have a little nose before we go. Give you a glimpse of what I'll try and do this summer. But it looks okay. If we can get a couple of free agents and loans, we might be able to do enough to this squad. How many of your players do you think will go? Well, Naismith's in. It looks like George Savile's about to join. I've said it next season. Mengi won't be there. Doughty won't be there. Kaminsky's been linked heavily with moves away. Krul, Bell, Pelly have already gone. Morris is being heavily linked with a move away. I'd imagine there'll be some players who haven't featured much under Bloomfield that will go. I think Asgard will still get a move, even though he's only been there 6 months. I'd be very surprised if, unless there's no interest, would Nakamba stay in League One? I'm not so sure. Obviously, Lockyer's out of contract now. And then we've got the same problem going into this season that we had last. Like, Adebayo's missing the start of the season injured. Jacob Brown's missing the start of the season injured. We've got loads of players coming back from loan where no one knows what situation they're in. Corley Woodrow being an example of that. It's a bit of a strange situation. I think there'll be, probably overall, Gunnar, I think there'll be 12 to 14 players out of the club. And probably about 10 signings. I think then 2 or 3 youth players will get promoted into the first team. Johnson's been playing for England's youth team. Nelson looked good at times last year. So I think those 2 will come in. And then there'll be another 7 or 8 players in on top of Naismith and Saville. I think that's the biggest problem last year, Gunnar, though, is that we kept players at the end. So like Mengi, we pulled out of a deal for him to go over to Serie A at the last minute because we didn't have enough defenders fit. And you could tell his heart wasn't in it. There's no point keeping players who don't want to be at the club. Because it harmed us a lot towards the end of last year when players didn't really want to have the fight. And then there's some players we've got who are excellent who we can't keep fit. Bella Nation will know Reece Burke very well. Fantastic defender. Probably our best centre-half when he's fit. But he cannot string more than 6 games together before he's out for a month. It's so frustrating. He came on for Lockyer early in that playoff final against Coventry, was the best defender on the pitch. When we were flying in the Premier League, he was our best defender on the pitch. The one good spell we had in the Championship towards the end of the season under Bloomfield was when he was in the team for 6 weeks. There's no point keeping him. And for players like Doughty and Mengi, at least we're going to get probably the 5 to 10 million back. Yeah, to be fair, Reece Burke was, and I will say it for Nathan Jones, the improvement he produced in some of our defenders in particular was incredible. Like, he did it constantly with Burke, with Osho, with Lockyer, with Amari Bell, James Bree when he was there before that. Like, he made every defender that came in, he made them better and he made them worth more money and got them big moves in a lot of the occasions as well. His best season was our League One season. Yeah. Because then he stay with you one more year, didn't he? And then he came to us. Was it after we got promoted or after we stayed up right at the end of that year? In the COVID year. But he came to us. Yeah, it must have been after the COVID year, wasn't it? For Jones' first full season back. So the year that he played for us first season, the year that was fully behind closed doors. And he was excellent once he got going. But he can't stay fit. Last season was 2021, yes. Then came to us when fans returned. Played the full season under Jones and then the half year after that. Brilliant defender, but if you could guarantee me that he would play 35 games next year with Naismith signing, I would feel pretty confident. I'd love to see James Shea stuck back in goal because he's always been rock solid and he should get a chance. I'm gutted Pelly's gone because we need someone in midfield who can... Maybe George Saville will be that man, I don't know. But we need someone in there who can do that, control a game. Oh, he should be better nation, absolutely. But then again, if he can prove his fitness, will a championship club come in? Because he's that good a defender, isn't he? Let's have a look at the youth team. Any superstars? Okay, there's one midfielder who might compete. 4.5 star. Might be worth promoting. I mean, he's better than Clark. So it's worth selling Clark and Ford and bringing him in instead, isn't it? I think we're at that point where McGurk will be... Oh, he's out of contract. I don't know why we've still got him. Probably because we've not got enough players overall. The other players aren't declining that quick. So I think it will be Clark and Ford that we try and sell off the bat. And then the last thing I'll do before we leave, just to give you an indicator of what we're going to look at, is players who are out of contract, 5 star. And then we'll have a look at players, because we looked at that Smith in January who we tried to sign, didn't we? He's not there now. So let me get these players up here. Smith, he signed a new deal. I was kind of banking on a few of these being out of contract. It's going to ruin it for us. Division 3. There's a couple there. So Lawson, 5.5 star from Bury. Doesn't want a massive contract. If we can get him on £2,000 a week, that would be a good replacement for Observer. We'll offer him that deal. Division 2. There's a couple of defenders that are very good. And this is the thing. If we can get people without the wages, we know Coughlin's a good defender. Walsh is a good one as well. We need a right back. And a centre-half wouldn't go amiss because Dixon is one of the weaker ones. Hartness at left-back's getting on a bit. So let's try and get Walsh. There's a lot of other bids. So we'll offer 2,250. We'll offer a man and a match of 1,000. I might even offer him 2.3. Coughlin will offer 2. Oh, don't say that to me, Baylor Nation. Don't say it to me. Oh, you mean this Walsh? You mean this Walsh? That's fine. So I thought you were saying Liam Walsh. My views on Liam Walsh are very strong. That Walsh looks fantastic. We'd like to have him. Should we just see all of the 5-star out of contract players? Not Liam Walsh, no. Don't get me riled up at the end of the stream. Did he play for you as well? God. I mean, I went to that Oxford game where he walked on, 2-footed someone, got sent off and then walked again. He got away with the red card he got on a penultimate game against Coventry. He got away with on a technicality because it should have been a second yellow, but they gave him a straight red. He just continuously does stupid things. I've not disliked a player at Luton for a very long time. Probably since Matthew Barnes-Homer, and here's the one. How many Reds next season, Steve? I'd like to hope he's not going to play that much, but not sure I'll get my wish on that front. We'll wait and see. I don't think there's going to be many that are affordable here. McDonald's in Scottish Division 2. I didn't think to look there. Have a look at Scottish football. The other two are in the Prem. Off the line from Iceland. And a brilliant clearance. They've defended so well with 10 men Northern Ireland. They deserve to cling on. They played well until they went down to 10. And they've fought really hard since. He's at Montrose. We just need a goal scorer. It's on 2.6 grand a week, which is a lot of money. If he delivers the goals, I won't complain. Headed wide, and that'll be it. Brilliant performance. So that's the sort of business we're looking to do. Moving forward. We'll look at the loan listed as well, just so you can see. I don't think there's going to be any immediate standout names here. But transfers essentially are a last resort at this point because we need to make the money. And we're going to need a stadium expansion if we do well this year as well. So I think we're going to try and get it done with some free agents. If we can add those players in, certainly if we could get one of the strikers and one of the defenders, ideally Walsh, so we've got a right back. I think that'd be a really good start for us because we'd replace 2 of the 3 positions we need most without investing any transfer fees. And we'd still have about half of the wages left. Then hopefully we can get rid of the likes of Clark and Ford off the wage bill, McGurk as well. We can promote that other young midfielder. We'll start to look a bit better. That's the plan. We are going to have to wait a while to see if that works out or not because we're away until next Wednesday now. But then we'll be back with a feast of streams and football for the rest of the month. Lovely to see so many of you here this evening. Thank you for coming and getting involved in the chat. Thank you, Kun, for the resub. Thank you, everyone else, for being involved as always. A more exciting finish with Darlington as Northern Ireland win 1-0. And we did manage to score a few goals in the end. So let's go and find someone to raid as we finish off. I'll bid you farewell for a week. There'll still be the stream replays on YouTube at the weekends. But for now, let's go and find someone who's live because we need to polish off this evening. We are going to go over to Musterman, who's playing with AC Milan in FM24. Senegal have gone 3-1 up on 1. What a fantastic evening for England. Good to speak to you, Bella Nation. I hope things are well. Good luck to Hull for the season. Enjoy your new manager in the next couple of days. And hopefully we'll be joining you again in a year's time. That's the plan. I'll see you all the rest of the evening. Have a good one. Have a good rest of your week as well. We'll be back here next Wednesday as we return to Darlington for Season 3.